everyone, welcome to another episode of The Walk. My name's Gareth. Today I'm in North East Nottinghamshire, basically just on the border with Lincolnshire, and I'm walking down into a very overgrown Fledborough station. This is where I'm going to start the walk. I'm going to follow the old Lancashire, Derbyshire and East Coast Railway all the way down to Clifton-On-Trent station. It's only a couple of miles, but the reason I've chosen this section is in between the two, smack bang in between the two, is something called Fledborough Viaduct, which is 59 arches of basically Victorian majesty that crosses the River Trent. Okay, before we get started looking at this very overgrown Fledborough station, I'll get Rail Map Online up. Now, looking at that, it basically looks like a bunch of kids have gone mad with a box of crayons. But that blue line that goes from left to right, that goes from Chesterfield all the way across to Lincoln. That's the line that we're going to be walking a section of today. And if I zoom in a bit, this is the section we're going to follow. So there's Fledborough just to the left, and it goes across from left to right to Clifton-On-Trent, and as you can see in the middle you've got the River Trent there, and that's where it gets really magical. So there you go, there's a bridge still there. Up there you've got the station house actually for sale, and the other side you've got some workers' cottages, and in here, believe it or not, there are two platforms because this was a double track station. Now it's beyond overgrown. I've literally picked the worst possible time of year. Here we go. So here is the westbound platform. So there the line's going to Chesterfield in that direction, and here is the eastbound platform, believe it or not, in there somewhere, and the line's going towards Lincoln. Still some ballast in place there, look at that, which seems crazy given how madly overgrown all of this is, because Fledborough station opened with the line in 1897, but the station closed in 1955. Now, just to the side of where we are now, up until 2003, was something called High Marnham Power Station, and that was why up until 1980 this was still live in terms of trains coming in and out, because they were bringing coal to this power station. Now this platform has come to life. I can hear so many bugs flying around, and I know they're just plotting. I can hear them plotting to sting me. Look at that platform, all still there and looking amazing with the blue brick. Oh mate, there we go. That was a bit of a blink and miss it job. So Fledborough station, there you go. I don't think that's original, because that's wooden and that's been given a bit of a paint job, so that's almost certainly ornamental, but it's wicked that it's there though. I love that, you know, local groups or whoever, you know, maybe even the local council have done that, put the station sign there. Right, now over the other side there, let me try and get up on this platform. I'll film myself as always in case I fall, usual drill. Oh. Now, there were some goods platforms and stuff here as well, but I'm not entirely sure where they were, so it's a bit of a hunt job because I'm not overly familiar with this particular line, so I'm learning as you're learning. So there's the two main running lines there, and it's just dawning on me I made an awful mistake to wear shorts again. I don't learn, do I? But I thought it'd be alright, but no, it's pretty stingfest. So we've got something going on here, foundations of something. I'm not entirely sure what though. I mean, there's something going on there, isn't there? Could well have been a signal box. I mean, it's so overgrown, isn't it? So many stingers about, and I am wearing shorts, as I said, so if you get like a big ow I apologise to your ears if I do that. Now I think now I'm actually on the entrance to the station, because through there's your sign. I mean it's D-bore today, but you know, it's meant to say Fledborough. That there goes up to the road, so that would have been your entrance down for passengers onto this platform. And as I say, this station went in 1955. Now the line remained open for your usual kind of trips to Skeggy and stuff like that, you know, tourist trains coming from the Midlands, from places like Chesterfield and Derby and Nottingham, and places out to the Lincolnshire coast. They continued up until the 60s. But actually, when this station closed in 1955, that was the same year that they started work on Marnham power station, which is literally right there. I've just smacked myself in the hat, see that? It's literally right through there. Now it's still owned by the National Grid, so it is seriously fenced off, and you know, ooh, mate, I just got done by a wood pigeon. That's embarrassing. Right, look at that. There's the end of the platform. See, the platform comes down to track level. Same the other side. There's a few sort of missing coping stones, but most of them are all still in place. So it's half decent nick, that. It's not too bad. So I'm walking away now from Fledborough Station. This is part, I think, of the National Cycle Network, so it should be pretty decent underfoot from now on. Hopefully no more stingers. It's all opened out here, as you can see. So you would have had sidings and stuff like that coming in here, and I'm pretty sure there is a goods platform. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that, because I may well have missed it. In fact, it might just be over here. So I think these are part of a signal post. I think they're it just looks like a bunch of concrete, but these are actually 3 poles that have been snapped. So that could well have been a signal post there. It's hard to tell when it's so overgrown, and it is crazy. Now across there was these huge sidings, and you see from the drone footage just how vast they were. They were for Marnham power station, and what they were doing is they were taking all the coal out of places like Clifton, where we've been before, Rufford, and other collieries down there, and bringing it here. Now you might be thinking, why do they need such vast expansion of sidings? Well, that power station was burning 10,000 tons of coal every single day to power. So you can just imagine how much coal that is, and therefore how many wagons full of coal they needed. As we come away from the station complex, and indeed from those sidings, which are just over there, kind of comes together a little bit now. You can see there's still loads going off. Now I'm pretty sure that's Cottam power station, but forgive me if I'm wrong on that. I may well be, because there's so many around here. But you can see all these electricity pylons everywhere. It's like an absolute ton of Optimus Primes. I think that one's decommissioned now as well, to be honest. So this area used to be known as Megawatt Valley for that very reason, that basically there were so many power stations along the River Trent, all being powered by this massive Nottinghamshire and Lincolnshire coalfield, that it was basically powering a large portion of the country. Now I think they've all gone, to be honest. I don't think there's a single one that's still active and in commission and burning coal in this area. There we go. That's where we've come from. It didn't take long to be absolutely in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I'll be honest, like, I've not seen another human the whole time I've been here, and I'm not gutted by that. Not that I don't like humans, it's just it's quite nice to have the world to yourself. So through there, that's Marnham, and just where I'm pointing here, again, I can only show you with the drone footage, they were those amazing sidings. Now it's a bit of a sickener to not be able to get in there, and sometimes, you know, when it comes to like trespassing and stuff, you might just go and have a little look, because I think squirrel goes in there when it wants. Do you know what I mean? No one's putting the squirrel up in magistrate's court, so why should I? But when it comes to somewhere like that, with all that, you know, electronic equipment and stuff, that's just asking for trouble. So steering clear of it. So here we go. Still following this this cycle route, but actually, if you get just there a little bit to the side, look, there's still ballast Still ballast all in place there. Now, that was the enormous power station. You had these huge cooling towers that got pulled down in 2012, I think. But it was an amazing sight, and you see some of the pictures of it back in its heyday with trains coming in and out and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it's long gone. There is a brand new sign outside though, because I had to park quite near it to get down to that station and start the walk. And it says like green, High Marnham Green Energy or something. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be a solar field or something like that. I don't know. I don't know why, but I find them really ugly to look at, solar panels. Yet cooling towers I just think look awesome. I mean, most people probably find it the opposite, but I don't know. Ballast still going. And all this is ballast in there, all overgrown. So they've obviously just left that side because this was a double track line. And that side, like I said, they've just left it, but you can't be cycling on ballast, you'd be going over your handlebars. But it makes sense being a double track line because, you know, Chesterfield and Lincoln are both decent sized places. Obviously Lincoln's got a university and everything as well, so it's no surprise that it was a double track line. I suppose it's more of a surprise that they closed it. Do you know what I mean? That seems to me like a line that would do well. Now the Chesterfield station, that's long gone. The Lincoln station is still there. It's served by other lines, but the Chesterfield station's long gone. Now, if you're local to Chesterfield, you will know that as you come in on a dual carriageway, you come in and there's a roundabout and it's got this big feature in the middle of it. Basically, that was a railway straight through there. Now, between Fledborough and those platforms and that signal there's basically no real clue that you're walking on a railway line. I mean, the ballast would be one for us with our trained eyes, but you kind of had to, you know, kick away at some of the undergrowth to actually see that. But this could just be, you know, any normal kind of path through the countryside, but there's your clue there. Now, looking at this signal, I think that's ornamental, but I'm just looking beyond it and I think we're at the start of Fledborough Viaduct. Oh mate, I've only ever seen photos of it. I'm well excited. So there we go. See what I mean? It doesn't look to me like that's original. It might be way off base. It just feels like, with it being open till 1980, it probably wouldn't have been like that. But here we go then. I think we're literally walking straight onto it. Yeah, look. Now, it's got 59 arches because the arches basically span the fields that lead up to the River Trent. Obviously the River Trent isn't 59 arches wide, but I can sense that I'm getting nearer to the river because can you hear the wind? I can feel it now, quite strong. Yes, we are on the viaduct. Right, okay. So I've climbed up onto the side of it, hanging on for dear life. There you go. Look at that, look how it turns. Amazing. Blue brick arches all the way around. You can just see those girders there in the distance. They're the, you know, the section that spans the actual river itself. It just looks awesome. But ouch, as I get stung again. I am kind of surprised by how overgrown and stuff it is though. But then I guess, you know, when it's quite remote. So I'm just thinking of viaducts up, you know, like on the Monsall Trail and stuff like that up in Derbyshire. But I guess, you know, they get a lot more tourists, don't they? You know, like I saw two cyclists a minute ago went past. That's it. They're the only two people I've seen this entire time I've been stomping. But it would be nice if it was looked after a little bit better. I mean, I'm glad it's still here. That in itself is amazing, but it would be nice. Do you know what I mean? If they, but then, you know, hell, you know, nature, you know, who am I to say get rid of it? That in itself is probably pretty cool. I've changed my mind. I take it back. Leave it to the elements. Again, look. There's your ballast on that side there, look. Here we go. I'll try not to blind you with the sun. But there was High Marnham Power Station. Obviously that's all long gone. Try and block the sun from your face there. And there's one there. There's another one there. And it looks like there's another one beyond it. I'm not sure if that one there is actually one power station or one slightly behind the other. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, 3 in very quick succession. Which gives the whole kind of, you know, Megawatt Valley, you know, a bit of validity, to be fair. And even now I'm seeing a load of wind turbines around, so you know this area is still generating power all these years later. Hell of a lot less, obviously. And here we go, we're coming up to the big girder spans. Now looking at that, I'm thinking they were added later. because that's not double track. Now that is, of course, that's a double track line. So I'm thinking these were probably added later on when they were just, you know, using this for coal workings up until 1980. So I'm not entirely sure. People at home might tell me I'm wrong there, but that's what I think. And also, even that looks like it there as well, doesn't it? And you can see just how wide this is, that it could have been wider and double track, and maybe these are added later on. Let's go the other side, although I'm sure it's probably exactly the same. Someone's had a barbecue. I can think of worse places to have a barbecue, to be fair. The river's seriously moving as well. Look at that. And there you go. He looks quite happy to be deaf, doesn't he? Well happy about it. That's awesome though. Mate, I wish I could draw. I'm not very good at drawing. My wife's really good. My drawing's on a par with my 6-year-old, to be fair. In fact, I'd say she's better. And there we go, we're at the end of that section now. And there you've got, look, the flood defences and stuff, which is an interesting one actually, because the Trent floods a fair bit. And I think a lot of the reason for that is actually the power stations, because obviously you had all these power stations taking water, good, I was about to say bucket loads, but a bit more than a bucket load of water every single day, obviously, for those enormous cooling towers. And so when they were doing that, the river obviously receded, and they ended up building houses on those floodplains. Well, then they closed the power stations down, didn't they? So obviously they stopped using the water, and the water comes back, so they've got a bit of a flood issue at the minute. Wow, what a beautiful church that is. Literally just caught out of the corner of my eye, just saying, oh my goodness me, there's a really beautiful church there. And these flowers look amazing as well. They look great. Normally it's just brambles and stingers, but that's pretty nice, that. So Fledborough Viaduct, amazing. Opened in 1897 along with this line, and then closed unfortunately in 1980, but nothing to do with the state of the viaduct or out like that. You know, the viaduct's in great shape even now. But there was a derailment a little bit further down the line beyond Clifton-On-Trent, which is where we're going to finish this walk. And I think they basically looked at the sums and went, it's not worth fixing it, because they were getting most of the coal in from the opposite direction anyway, down that, what is now High Marnham test track, into the Mansfield concentration sidings, where I did a walk and explore before, just shy of Clipston Colliery. Just felt a drop of rain, so that's ideal. Just about another sort of half a mile left to go, and then we'll be at Clifton-On-Trent station. Now, there is, I think, hang on. So just looked down there, saw something out of the corner of my eye, got well excited. It was a hay bale. It's embarrassing again. But it's because it's so overgrown, because, you know, I'm walking in July, which is the worst possible time to walk. I get that. I'm probably missing loads of little bits and bobs and stuff. Almost certainly another reason to come back and do it again in the winter, isn't it? But it's a nice day. I mean, I felt a drip of rain, but I've literally felt one. Might just being gozzed on by someone. But yeah, so not far now. Just coming up to another bridge, which I think has seen better days, to be honest, because most of it's fenced off. Yeah, look, so I'm guessing it's unsafe on one side then. But there you go. Yeah, that's weird. But you can see obviously where it was double track. So I don't know if the oh, there we go. The state of the steelwork, you see that, holes in it and stuff through there. That'll be why that's not permissible then. So Clifton-On-Trent station, which we're about to come up to in just a few minutes. Same deal as Fledborough basically. Opened in 1897, closed in 1955 to scheduled passengers, but I think, you know, they were still running, you know, the odd excursion here and there up into the 60s. It's now a private house, so you might notice from the drone footage it's really high. Well, I've done that on purpose, because you know, I want to obviously show you the place because it looks amazing and they've done a great job with it, doing it up and keeping it alive and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's someone's private house, so it doesn't, you know, I don't want to be invading people's privacy and stuff. Now, Clifton-on-Trent doesn't actually exist as a place. There are a couple of Cliftons in this area. So I'm thinking maybe they've done that to differentiate between, because they used to do that quite a lot back in the day, like they did it with Plesley, you know, with like Plesley East and Plesley West and whatever, just so that people don't go, you know, I'll see you at Clifton Station in 20 minutes, all right, mate, and then you've got to flip a coin as to what one you're going to. So I'm assuming that was the reason, but the place itself, as a town name or a village name, doesn't exist. So following the line, here we go. Right, the first remains since the viaduct, to be honest, which is just back there. There's obviously been a crossing here, because they're crossing gates, aren't they? Although, you know, it's going to be farm access, but that's overgrown and long gone. And what's going on this side? Here we go. Hang on, ow! Oh mate, that went in my ear. That literally went in my ear. Okay. Oh wow, look at this wiring. Yeah, so that's the, there's the gate. So once upon a time then, through there was access for someone, assuming maybe a local farmer, I'm not entirely sure. But there we go, I can see a bridge as well now. They've obviously done something to that, they've shored that up. Right, I got well excited then, because I spotted a sleeper out the corner of my eye. But I don't know how old that is. I mean, it's been used for a railway. You can see it's had a chair screwed into it. But then I saw that actually up here they're using them as some kind of fencing. Still, could well have been a sleeper on this line. There we go, look at that. So you can see the original bridge. Now I would imagine you got the blue brick, and then there's that little section there. Now behind those bricks, I imagine there's going to be the iron girder that sits on that kind of white looking coping stone, and then the rest of it has all been added onto it. But again, you can see it was double track, but that's been done to keep the bridge alive rather than knock it. Oh goodness me, hello. Here we go. Faith, I've got faith. Now we should hopefully see a platform. Here we go. There we go, I'm on the platform. Now, then there's the fence, because it's obviously a private house. And you can see, is that an engine shed or is that the station building? Now that could be the station building, or that could well be station master's house, I'm not sure. But there you go, look. There's the platform. There's another building there. Oh mate, amazing. And there's the platform the other side. Now, as I understand it, at these stations, both here and Fledborough, there wasn't a you know, a crossing, like a big over-the-top foot crossing, and there wasn't, you know, a subway underneath. They brought these wooden crossings out to get the people across, which is great. Oh, look at that, looks amazing. Again, I'm very conscious of the fact people live there. Clifton-on-Trent. I mean, it's seen better days in it, the sign, but not original. I'm certain of that. But still, someone's made an effort. Just could do with a lick of paint now. And there we go. We've even got another little structure there as well, which I'm pretty sure was related to a weighbridge. Because as Phil was talking about on another video we did, that all these stations had weighbridges, because it wasn't like nowadays where, you know, the guy from the delivery company comes to your house and takes the package and clears off with it. In those days you would have to take stuff to the local train station and they would weigh it and then charge you however much. I think that's the end of the line. So in the distance there you can just make out another blue brick bridge, but I'm not going that far. I'm going to turn back now and go home for my tea. But that's me. Thanks for watching. Just a little explore in the Nottinghamshire countryside on a beautiful summer's day. It's a bit overcast, but it's nice and warm, lovely. And Fledborough Viaduct was awesome. I do love viaducts. And it's been a while since I've done one actually. We've been doing slightly different videos recently. Obviously been up to Thor's Cave and Ecton Mines and Anchor Church and Rock Cemetery and stuff like that, which is great, I love it, but every now and then it's cool to get out on a Victorian masterpiece. I do love Victorian engineering. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I'll see you next time.